Erik, I'm just curious, is it everything you thought it would be? And is it sort of overwhelming, just this much greatness in players, in coaches and everything? I know it's only one day. What's the experience been like so far? Thank you.
It's a great basketball and human collaboration experience. There are a lot of incredible basketball minds in the coaches' meetings. And then on the court, it was really fun just to get to work with the select players. It's a great collection of really young, talented, ambitious guys. They really got after it. We still have some tightening up to do to make sure that we're all on the same page and able to be a really good version to prepare the main team. But overall, the first few days, have been everything that I had hoped for and expected.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to Sam Smith next, and then Joe Harden.
Thanks, Erik. I wanted to ask you about Patrick Williams. I don't know how much you guys have done so far. He's supposed to be one of the participants after you. Mm-hmm. How do you tend to use him against the USA basketball players? What do you see? I know you've coached against him some. His strengths and, position-wise, how does he fit in playing against that team to help?
Yeah, really well. I mean, just from a physical standpoint, the U.S. main team has this incredible firepower, right? A lot of 30-point scorers, a lot of guys that can facilitate and help space, for those guys. But it starts with having players who are physically even capable of being on the same court. Patrick is, quite a physical specimen, extremely strong and agile. He can play, either the wing position or play that versatile four position. I think he's set up, in the future to be a great two-way basketball player, to be able to defend virtually everybody on the floor, whatever your scheme may be. And then offensively, his game has already really grown. You can tell he's extremely dedicated to have that kind of improvement.
Thank you.
Hey, Erik. We got thrown for a little bit of a loop about an hour or two ago on the national team Zoom call because we were told that the select guys can't come up to practice with the national guys. Do you know why that is? And then also because we can't be there to watch, how much interaction did you guys have with the national team today, and when do you really start to mix it up?
Well, the common areas, the training room, the weight room, the meal room, these are all common areas. And everybody arrived at the same time, yesterday. So everybody was able to, or not, necessarily everybody met up, but so many of the group crossed paths last night and this morning. And the intention is to practice together, at some point.
Coach, we'll go to Sam Curley, followed by Anthony Chang, then Josh Moser.
Hey, Coach. I know, having coached the Heat, you've seen a lot of Miles Bridges and PJ Washington in division the last couple of years, and being there together as teammates. Just curious. I know it's early on. Do you have any initial reactions of those guys in camp, and how special it is to be going there with a teammate, and how much that assists in the process?
Yeah, I'm sure that really helps from a comfort standpoint. I wasn't able to do it today. We did scrimmage, but I want to get those guys against each other. They played enough with each other this year. They're a dynamic duo. I think their games complement each other very well. They both really work. They're well coached by Coach Borrego. And hey, it's not just those two that are together, but in some ways I was looking out there today at practice, and it looked like a Kentucky alumni, gathering. There are a lot of alums from there, but it was extremely competitive. These guys are really ambitious. They want to get after it. They want to compete. We have some things to make sure that we're doing and teaching and trying to get organized so we can help the main team. But just from a competitive standpoint, these young guys are really impressive.
Thank you.
Hey, Spo. You're coaching obviously a lot of young guys with this group, one of them being your own and Tyler. What do you hope Tyler takes from this experience? And do you think it's an advantage that he has you there alongside him for it?
Either way, no matter who would have been coaching him in this week, I think it's a great confidence boost. It's a great basketball experience. It's a great competitive experience for him. Just the practice time today to learn different terminology. We're using the similar terminology that the main team is using. So that's different terminology than Tyler was using with us. Slightly different schemes. I think this is really important for a young player to be able to go through that learning process. And particularly if it's a little bit different, it helps you grow and expand in different ways. And then, of course, the competition. Come on. When we do get an opportunity to compete against the main team, there is absolutely nothing you could do during a summer in terms of workouts, player development, or open gyms that could surpass the type of experience that not only Tyler will get, but all the guys from the select team in terms of competing as the very best that we have to offer in this country.
All right, Coach, kind of along those same lines, just expectations for Bam. You've seen him, you're very close with him. He's obviously on the national team, but this is a huge opportunity for him. Where are you in the process, with him as far as being in his year, and what do you want to see from your star guy from the Heat?
This is going to be his experience with the main team, and we already have gotten together a couple times in this off season since the season ended, and this is the perfect thing for him at this stage in his career. I think the experience 2 summers ago of going through the training camp was an important point in his development as a player and a young guy learning how to continue to get better. And then now he's a much different player than he was then. How his game has grown, his confidence, his esteem, his leadership, his competitive will. I think all of these things are really going to, add to the chemistry and what the U.S. team brings to the table. I think he helps so many different players, and that's unique for somebody of his position. This summer, the opportunity to compete for a gold medal is the perfect thing for Bam. I couldn't be happier for him to be able to go through this experience.